those things is a thermal imaging scope. And so that's a really important tool down there after a fire, because a lot of these cats tend to crawl up in cars, or, they just curl up, these burn cats. And so, the thermal imaging monocular, the scope is not, X-ray, but if a cat is close enough to the wall of a car, you can get a heat signature off of it. And he's had really great success with finding injured cats, and that's the time when you need to get at them.
Yeah.
So that's a great technology. I'm a certified drone pilot. I don't use drones a lot. I don't have a thermal imaging drone, which would be really important to do this kind of work. And I just talked to somebody who does wildlife rescue with drones, and he sent me his link to his drone. It's $25,000.
Oh my goodness.
So it's
put that on the wish list, right?
On the wish list, the Christmas list.
Wow.
But some of that technology is great, and I really have to say that thermal imaging scope is a game changer, especially in the aftermath of wildfires.
Yeah.
It's easy to spot these cats. And, if they're injured, they're not going to be, coming out. They're going to be hunkered down. And so that's great. And then game cameras are really wonderful, again, especially in wildfires, because now we're getting into these fires. We're early September. So we're 2 months in, basically, and we're able to see what's going on at feeding stations and to act accordingly and to see, what cat activity is there.
Yeah, it's interesting that you mentioned the crawl into car thing, because just yesterday we taped it in advance here for people listening, but just yesterday here in the Sarasota, Bradenton, Tampa area, we had a Category 1 hurricane go through. And today, one of the ladies that lost her cat right before the storm came posted a picture, and I made a graphic from it because it was of the car hood up, and here was this black cat. You could barely see the cat. It was just like jammed inside their engine.
Oh my gosh.
It had crawled up inside their car engine to get, maybe because we had flooding here, maybe to get out of the water or something. And she said it took them a long time to get the cat out of there. I don't know if it was stuck in there or what, but so I just made a quick graphic and I said, after a storm, check in your car, It was very interesting because we did have a lot of kitties go missing the last couple days. And one of the guys even said, his cat's been missing only 3 times in its entire life. And it was always during a storm or before a storm. And he asked, is that normal? And I really can't tell you. We have too many stories here to figure that out, I guess. We know that they do get lost a lot during the storms, but I don't know about cats getting lost prior to. I know they sense it, but what do you think about that?
Well, that is interesting. It makes you wonder what their behavior is. Again, all the technology in the world is great, but without a sense of the behavior, then it's really hard to say. But I wonder if they are hunkering down or going into hiding.
Yeah. I know it makes, because I know my dogs are very frightened of thunder, and we get really bad thunder here. But yesterday with the storm, it was hard rain, but no thunder, thank goodness. But they were very they weren't shaking like they normally do, but they didn't want to leave my side. They were very concerned, about it. And it was probably the pressure, I imagine.
The barometric changes.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. It's just so interesting, and the behavior can go on. The science behind, lost cat and lost dog behavior, it just is immense. So,
yeah. So, is there anything other, specifically you'd like to mention? I've asked you a couple things, and you've told us some excellent. I love the stories. I really have enjoyed hearing people's stories of their lost pet recovery, because I always want people to have hope, never give up, always have hope, because you just don't know what's going to happen when you lose your pup.
Well, I think that the most important thing that I, have learned is to walk with the owners, to try to be in their shoes, and to try to get them to understand that without evidence, to always have hope, because we don't know, and there are so many stories. And also at the end of the day, this story that happened this morning, this message I got, I know that she did everything. And I think that's so important to know and to help an owner do everything that they can, everything possible. And I just think that's so important at the end of the day.
Right. Right. No, I agree with you. It is a tough thing. But so what are some of the first things that you suggest, briefly let me know, how do you handle it if somebody wanted your help? What do you do? I mean, to get going, I guess. I'm not even sure what I'm saying here.
No, I know.
I think you know what you mean.
And I don't say that I have a search dog much, because again, he is wonderful, but he is just one tool. So, a dog is just one tool in a toolbox. The first thing is to raise awareness, and we often do that with posters and signs and flyers. It's just the really number one thing, and I tell my people that these posters that we put out, they're big, they're bright, they have few words, they're easily seen, and it can do the work of an army of volunteers. Mm-hmm. So, really getting the awareness up is one thing. I did have a case last week where somebody called me, and they were living in an RV, and they took the cat into a friend's house, and they were starting to do posters and signs everywhere, and I said, you know what, this might be a good case for my dog. I kind of suspect if you didn't see your cat go out the door, maybe we should do a search. And sure enough, it took him about half an hour, because I wanted to clear the upstairs first, and he was able to find that cat, and it had gone into the corner in the joist downstairs in the basement. So every case is different, but really it's awareness, and it's following a standard, not a standard, but a search plan, and to do things, that will raise awareness in a local neighborhood, and then just spread out from there. And really, I love creating search plans, customized search plans for owners.
Yeah, that's awesome. So why don't you just take a quick minute here, or you don't have to be that quick, but and tell everybody how they can find you, either on the web or Facebook, or your phone number or your email. Give everybody your information. Sure. I have a domain for my website. It's missingpetrecovery.com. I have a Gmail. It's missingpetrecovery@gmail.com. And my phone number is fine. It's 303-956-9320. And I do have a Facebook page that I try to update. It's Missing Pet Recovery Services. And that's on Facebook. And, I love to help people. I love to answer questions. I love helping people with their microchips. And I just like to be a resource. And I always point them back to Missing Animal Response Network, because there's a lot of great information there. Yeah, there is. They have a ton of information, and their videos and such. Katie, I'm really glad that you were able to come on, and our time goes by so quick. But, it was so great of you to talk with us and let us know about your help in the wildfires, because I'm sure that was something that so many people appreciated you doing, considering they weren't able to go in there themselves. So that's really awesome. I mean, I saw the article, I posted it on my Facebook, how you went in there and helped. And so I wanted to really talk about that, because I think that's really great. Wonderful. Yeah, thank you so much for having me. And I will let you know that the article was wonderful. It was great to be in Bark, and we did raise a little extra money, and I'm able to get Franklin some booties. Oh, good. To get him trained. And, as far as that, it's great to have him as a resource. Thermal imaging is great, but I think if we had had booties, we would have been able to get around vehicles in a much safer manner. The conditions were just too unsafe for him to get close. And so with booties, I think that we'd be able to do a lot better work in the future. So you do have, if people go to your Facebook page, will they be able to find out how they can help you with that? Where I'll have to go find me. I'll pin it back to the top. It's just for equipment. Everything goes into equipment. Everything I have has been by donation, and I always appreciate that. And I don't think these are the last wildfires, and I just hope
to get more experience and to be better prepared and to be able to help again in the future should I need to.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Because I want to, if anybody's listening and they want to be able to donate to you, that is something that I'm sure would be helpful to you and your dog. I love that name, Franklin. That's awesome.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So again, everybody, missingpetrecovery.com, on Facebook, Missing Pet Recovery Services, and Katie Albright's been with us today. Thanks again, Katie. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving and stay safe. And I hope that you can get your booties quickly. Okay.
Thank you so much. Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Thanks so much.
Bye-bye.
All right, everybody, remember that a lost pet can't tell anyone where it lives, so please be sure they are microchipped and wearing their ID tags. And if it is chipped, be sure that chip is registered and up to date. Thanks for joining us today, and until next time, take care and keep your pets safe, and have a happy Thanksgiving.